Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about Riqui Puig's contract extension with FC Barcelona and what that could mean for the player's future moving forward. And then lastly we are going to be talking about the Neymar situation, right? The Neymar saga. Could Neymar actually return to FC Barcelona in the next season? And if Neymar actually comes to FC Barcelona, how would Neymar fit within this squad? Where would he be positioned? And how should Ronald Koeman readjust his squad if Neymar actually returns back into the Camp Nou? All of this is going to be discussed in today's video, so let's get to it. And we are first going to be talking about Riqui Puig. So in the previous video, we were talking about how many players are going to be having their contracts extended for a further 2 years. But one of the players that we did not talk about in the previous video was about Riqui Puig. Now, when it comes to Riqui Puig as a player, he is probably one of the most backed players in Barcelona at this very moment. Many have been asking, when are we going to see Riqui Puig get fully implemented into the squad? When are we going to be seeing Riqui Puig get the 75 to 80 minutes within a full 90-minute window? And when are we going to start seeing Riqui Puig get placed against tough oppositions? When are we going to see him start in a Champions League match? When are we going to see him start in a match against Atletico Madrid or in a match against Real Madrid? Many people do want to see Riqui Puig be heavily involved in Ronald Koeman's plans. And it says here, according to Fabrizio Romano, that the option in Riqui Puig's contract to extend his deal until 2023 will be activated. Now, this is not the first time that we have talked about Riqui Puig having his contract extended up until 2023, but the main reason why we are going to be talking about this again, it is because I want to talk about two separate key points within this video, because I do think that it is safe to say that Riqui Puig is going to have his contract extended with FC Barcelona. It has not been made official yet, but many reliable journalists and reporters are confirming that Riqui Puig will be renewing with this club. So we are going to be discussing just how efficient Riqui Puig is with FC Barcelona, and we're also going to be talking about why we should be prepared for what could we expect in about 12 to 13 months, and what could be the possible reason on why the club could be renewing Riqui Puig until 2023. But I first do want to talk about the first key point, and it is going to be about just how effective and efficient Riqui Puig is for FC Barcelona. So we do know that Riqui Puig does struggle to get minutes, and every time Riqui Puig is actually selected by Ronald Koeman and he is getting placed around the 80th minute or maybe the 85th minute, he does show a lot of enthusiasm. He does show that he does want to play with his teammates. He is always asking for the ball. He is always making those runs into those open spaces, and he really does look like he is a running machine. He is absolutely everywhere. He is in our own half of the field, and then about 2 or 3 seconds later he's in the final third area. He wants to help this Barcelona squad in whatever matter. But you and me know, right? We have seen time and time again throughout this season that Ronald Koeman just does not count on Riqui Puig, meaning that we never usually see Ronald Koeman start Riqui Puig in the starting 11, and he only gets about an average of 10 to 15 minutes every time he does play on the field. But this is where I do want to introduce Pedri. Pedri has been a player that has been admired by not just FC Barcelona fans, but by football fans in general, because Pedri has shown to be that he could be world class. And as of now, the latest news regarding Pedri is that Barcelona do want to strengthen his contract financially, and he is a player that has been played the most under Ronald Koeman. Pedri is a very important player at this very second for FC Barcelona. And I do want to compare these two players when it comes to Pedri and Riqui Puig, because these are two players that Barcelona's game heavily relies on midfielders that likes to control the tempo of the match, that likes to control the game and make those killer passes into the box. That has been Barcelona's game overall in the past 10 to 12 years. But let's look at these specific stats that I do want to point out when it comes to Riqui Puig and Pedri. And these are going to be a total of 2 separate stats. On the left side, we are going to see the passes to the final third and the percentage of those passes being accurate. On the right side, we are going to be seeing the passes to the penalty area and the percentage of those passes being accurate. And if we look at Riqui Puig and we look at Pedri, this is something very interesting, something that we do not usually talk about within the daily videos, because if we look at Riqui Puig, you can see that it is quite clear that Riqui Puig is far superior to Pedri when it comes to making those passes into the final third area. And so yes, Riqui Puig does produce more passes into the final third, and his accuracy in those passes, he does have a total of 90.1%. When it comes to Pedri and making his passes into the final third, he does have a total of 84% accuracy. Now let's look at the right side, which is going to be the passes to the penalty area. We can see here that Pedri is actually superior when it comes to the passes into the penalty area, and even when it comes to the accuracy of these passes, Pedri has a total of 61.1% and Riqui Puig has a total of 47.1%. Now here's what gets very complex about the stats that I am showing. What if Riqui Puig actually gained more minutes? Would that automatically mean that we would see Riqui Puig actually display more side passes, more back passes, which means that the conversion rate of those final third passes would drop lower? So that could be something that could hinder the stats on Riqui Puig being superior to Pedri when it comes to the passes into the final third. But in the end, this is what we do have. And I think that if we were to just read these stats, it really does tell us a lot on the roles on Riqui Puig and the roles that Pedri does have under Ronald Koeman. I think that when it comes to Riqui Puig being superior with the passes into the final third, you can very well see that Riqui Puig is a player that shows that he likes to drop much deeper than Pedri, which is the reason why he does have more passes completed and the accuracy is much stronger compared to Pedri. And then when you look at Pedri, the reason why his passes are far more accurate and why he does display more passes into the penalty area, it is because he is a player that does not drop deep compared to Riqui Puig, but receives the ball into the final third area and then looks for the final pass in order for his teammate to score the goal, whether it could be Lionel Messi, Frankie de Jong, maybe Jordi Alba. That is the type of player Pedri is. So Riqui Puig receives the ball, he passes it towards the final third area. Pedri, on the other hand, receives the ball on the final third area and looks for the final killer pass. You see those two differences. These are two completely different players, and I believe that this is why we separate Pedri and Riqui Puig so much. But this is also the reason why Ronald Koeman prefers Pedri over Riqui Puig, because if we were to talk about the role of Riqui Puig and what he brings, looking at these stats alone, players that can also do that could be Sergio Busquets and Frankie de Jong. So when you do have those areas covered, the one player that you would need to take care of the role that displays those passes into the penalty area would be Pedri, and that is the reason why Ronald Koeman prefers Pedri over Riqui Puig, because the role that Riqui Puig has, it has already been covered. So it is very interesting, and I think that when it comes to the effectiveness output, the effectiveness between these two players are very similar. They are both great players that do very well at what they're good at, but there are solutions towards these two players playing simultaneously, because I would love to see, I would love to see Riqui Puig being a player that gains possession in our own half, receives the ball, passes it towards the final third area, and then have Pedri receive the ball in the final third area and then make the final killer pass. I would love to see that. I think that this could work. I think that a duo of Pedri and Riqui Puig can actually work within the midfield, because these are two, again, completely different players. Yes, does Riqui Puig take away the minutes of Pedri? Does Pedri take away the minutes of Riqui Puig? They do. That is the thing that Ronald Koeman decides to do. But I do think that the one thing that Ronald Koeman has not tried yet was to play Pedri and Riqui Puig simultaneously for a full 90 minutes. And then I do want to go to key point number 2. Now this is where it gets me very nervous, because hearing that Riqui Puig is going to be having his contract extended until 2023, I hope, and I really do hope that Laporta and Matteo Alemany and whoever's in there in the sporting department are not planning on extending this player only because you do want to sell him later down the road in about 12 months in order to gain massive profits. For example, I hope that they did not have the conversation saying that, okay, if Riqui Puig is not going to get enough minutes, seeing that his contract is running out, let's just renew this player for a further 2 or 3 years. So in about 12 months, if a club does decide to buy this player, or maybe in this coming summer, we could sell him for a higher fee. And to be honest, I would not be surprised if we do see that within the next 12 months, whether it's this summer or the next summer, because at the end of the day, every decision that Laporta is going to be taking for Barcelona, not everyone is going to be agreeing with what Laporta is going to be wanting to do with this club. Not everything is going to be perfect. And Laporta has made unpopular decisions with the sporting board way before, about a few years ago, because one of the most unpopular decisions that Laporta has made was back in 2007 and 2008, where Laporta had a decision to make. Many Barcelona fans, many people within the city wanted Mourinho to coach FC Barcelona. But what Laporta and the sporting directors did decide to do was to bring in Pep Guardiola. Many people, again, wanted Mourinho, but that did not end up happening. But ever since Pep Guardiola came into Barcelona, the rest was history, and Barcelona changed forever and for the better. So while yes, it is a smart move to renew this player and to sell him for a higher fee in the future, I still think that it would be stupidity to sell a player like Riqui Puig who has massive amounts of potential. We have talked about how it could work and where he could be placed and why a duo between Pedri and Riqui Puig could work. So why not try that? And according to Mundo Deportivo, we do have some slight news regarding the renewals of many of these academy players. It says here, and I quote, that Matteo Alemany and Alexanko want to end the optional 2+ year season renewal formula for the youth players. They want to offer a fixed 3-season contract as they did feel comfortable at Valencia. So I do not know the ideal plan behind this whole situation regarding a 3-year contract extension for many of the youth players, but I do think that it is great. It's great to see that the club wants to tie in these youth players for a very, very long time. But that ultimately does mean that they want to prepare to sell these youth players for a higher fee, potentially maybe in the future. And then I want to move on towards the next topic of today, and we are going to be talking about Neymar. So yesterday we did see a great game between PSG and Bayern Munich. Bayern did end up winning 1-0 against PSG, but on aggregate, PSG has won against Bayern 3-3, and that is only because PSG have scored more away goals than Bayern Munich, which is the reason why PSG are advancing towards the next round. And within this second leg, the player that has stand out the most was Neymar Jr. Neymar was the show of that game. And you know what fascinates me the most about this game, and Neymar Jr. to be more specific, is the fact that there are not many players that can play a game and play spectacularly without scoring a goal or assist. The last time we did see that was Messi playing against Man City. He did not score a goal or an assist, but he played one of the best games ever in his career. Neymar Jr. against PSG, he has also done the exact same thing. And that really does tell you a lot on just the level that Neymar is in at the moment. He is a tremendous player, a player that I highly do admire and respect, but there has been a narrative, right? There has been a narrative when it comes to Neymar and FC Barcelona. They have stated that Neymar's relationship with PSG and Neymar staying with PSG, the time is running out. And this is where it does get very tense and confusing, right? Because reports have suggested that Neymar could be an option for FC Barcelona. Because as of now, Barcelona do want to sign either 2 players, Erling Haaland or Sergio Aguero. If those 2 operations do not work, one of the options could be Neymar Jr. But this is why I do say that this is a situation that's very confusing, right? Because the last thing that I do want to see this club do is sign Neymar only because you believe that this is going to make Messi stay at the club. Because right now, Barcelona are trying to work on renewing the contract of Lionel Messi, and they want Messi to stay. Laporta has stated a few months ago that he is going to propose a sporting project that will be undeniable to Lionel Messi. And I have said before, the fact that you said that, right? And I'm speaking to Laporta, the fact that you said that is only going to give you so much pressure in this coming summer, because now you do have to deliver. Now, not only do you have to secure a good sporting project, but you also do have to maintain Lionel Messi, because you did promise that a few months ago. And that is why I do hope that bringing in Neymar back to FC Barcelona, I hope that he's not going to get signed only because you want to renew Lionel Messi and have him stay at this club, because the sporting project always has to come first. If it's going to come down to trying to convince a player and putting aside the sporting project, that never works out. We have seen this, we have lived this, we have seen this over the past 4 to 5 years. But it says here, according to Fabrizio Romano, that at the moment, due to the financial situation of Barcelona, Neymar coming back is really complicated. There is nothing serious. PSG are 100% convinced that Neymar will sign his contract extension in the coming days. Then, as we can see here, Neymar has confirmed to TNT Sports after the game between PSG and Bayern Munich, and he said this: the contract extension with PSG is no longer a topic. Obviously, I feel very comfortable, and this place does feel like I am at home, and I feel happier than ever before. So this is going to be very clear. The sooner PSG renew with Neymar Jr., the sooner Barcelona would be able to put this saga behind them and this strategy of signing Neymar only to convince Lionel Messi behind them. The sporting project has to come first. And let's just have the conversation of Neymar coming back to FC Barcelona. If Neymar actually comes back to Barcelona, where would he play? What's going to be his spot? If we go for a 4-3-3, I just do not see Neymar playing on the left wing area. I do see him playing as a central attacking midfielder, because he is playing that role currently with PSG, and I do believe that that is probably the best position that suits Neymar Jr. So if you're going to play Neymar as a central attacking midfielder, that position does not exist in a 4-3-3 system at Barcelona. Let's just say we go for a 3-5-2. That is also going to be a system where Neymar is not going to be having a spot. We could play him in the front 2 alongside Lionel Messi. But then again, we're going to have to ask, where would Ansu Fati play? Where would a player like Dembele also play? Because he's not going to be in the midfield. Regardless if we do say that he's going to be playing as a central attacking midfielder, he's not going to be playing in the midfield, because you are going to be having Pedri, Busquets, Frankie de Jong, and many other Barcelona B Academy players that will be promoted into the first team. And then if we go for a 3-4-3, right, which I believe is the best suitor for Neymar, and also give many of these other players a chance to play. If Neymar were to come to Barcelona, a 3-4-3 system would be perfect, because if we can see here, we can see that Araujo could play as a left center back, Garcia as a center back, Mingueza as a right center back. As for the midfield, we could see Pedri and Frankie de Jong within the midfield, and then have Dest and Alba on the wings. And then as for the front three, we could see Messi on the right wing, Neymar acting as a false nine, and Ansu Fati as a left winger. This is going to be a front three that can be very versatile. So we could see Messi shift into the middle, Neymar go onto the right, and Ansu Fati maintaining his left wing position. Then we could see Neymar go on the left wing, where Ansu Fati act as a striker between Messi and Neymar Jr. So it could work. It could greatly work. This will probably be the best solution if FC Barcelona actually attempt on bringing Neymar back into this club. It is the only way I could see it actually work within the starting 11 and be the most effective, and actually continue to introduce more youth players. But that's going to be it for today's Barcelona Daily News. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.